Lights, camera, action. Let's start the show. Here's a little bit of wedding advice from me to help your love story unfold. Welcome back, lovebirds. This is your wedding series, and I am your content creator. And today we are still planning your wedding. We've done a lot thus far, so go back and look at seasons 1, 2, and 3, because guess what? We have fast forward all the way to season 4. I wouldn't say fast forward. I don't know why I use that phrase for this part, but we've been planning and we've been doing it day by day and step by step. It's been a lot of fun. I've given you guys so much advice and tips because as your content creator, I take photos and videos at your weddings and at your wedding events. So all of those events in between getting proposed and the wedding day, like the rehearsal dinner, your engagement party, your bachelorette party, bridal shower, your wedding shower, I'm there with you even for gown shopping, okay? So we get to hang out. I'm your personal paparazzi. And because I've been your personal paparazzi, I have seen a lot of stuff. And I just feel like some things could be done a little bit better, but then some stuff has been done so well. And that's why I'm sharing some of these tips and advice to help other people to plan their wedding as well, because we all love a good story, but we also love really good planning tips because it takes a lot to plan things, you guys. It takes a lot. And so that's why I want to help people as much as possible, because I love weddings so much. Even though I am a wedding vendor, I consider myself as an actual wedding guest at your wedding. I'm the guest that nobody knows about. And, only the bride and groom invited me and they know who I am, but nobody else knows. And so I am the fly on the wall, just having a great time and capturing some really amazing candid moments, right? So we're going to jump into it. This is season 4, episode 9. Like I said, you're already engaged. There's so much going on. You're living this era. And we are talking about DIYs. How are your DIYs going specifically for the venue? Now, there's several DIYs that we talked about in a previous episode that I had suggested that you get started on now, because your wedding planner and your wedding venue will more than likely not have these DIYs for you. They may not be done for you. You may have a blank slate venue. You may have a venue that provides some stuff, but not everything. So you do have to get permission before you start just creating tons of DIYs. And so you want to make sure that they say it's okay, right? You want to make sure that they say it's okay. And right now, today is just a little check-in on how those DIYs are going. They're going to be different for everybody. Like, you may be building an arch right now for the ceremony. You may be working on some candles and things like that for the venue. And some of you may have gone ahead and started the signage. We haven't got to the signage just yet. We are looking at some of the bigger things for the venue, like the floors and the chairs and stuff like that. Like, when it comes to the chairs, you may be trying to figure out how to make them look a little bit nicer with really big bows. So you may be working on DIYs for that. And then for the floor, I tell people, don't forget about the floor. Okay. You may want to put down a runner that goes to the altar. So only the bride is to walk on it with the procession. The procession is the bridal party only. Everyone else is supposed to walk down the sides and not down the aisle. So you may be working on a runner that goes on the floor, things like that. Just think about every little detail of your wedding. And I hope that you've at least started the DIYs for that. Also, remember, guys, that things that you build for the ceremony, you can also use for the reception. Just like how I mentioned the arch. Yes, the arch is at the ceremony, right? But guess what? You can use that as your backdrop for your reception. What? No way. I think a lot of people don't realize how much stuff can be flipped. That's what we call a flip in the wedding business. And so you could use your same arch in the actual reception itself for a backdrop, okay? So this is a good idea for a backdrop, is going to be the the arch that you're building. I mean, you might be able to find it like at Home Depot or something like that. You may be able to order it online, but if you can't, you might be able to build it. Okay, you're just gonna have to get creative. Go look at some YouTube videos. Those are always really, really cool. And yeah, you may be able to flip that for that. You guys know how much I love photos and pictures and live stream and videos and things like that. So because of being a content creator, I'm always thinking about how can people do better when it comes to their photos. And what I see a lot at weddings is that people take the pictures just kind of like anywhere because they're excited, but like try to go find a backdrop. It's okay if there's like, if you want just people behind you or a blank white wall, but if, you know, it's your wedding day and you want it to be memorable. So it looks kind of funny when you're standing next to like this, like sometimes the walls aren't even that clean, or I've seen gum inside of brick walls before. And like, I was like really disgusted. I was like, wow, this venue did not even take the time out to clean this wall beforehand. And now people are taking pictures in front of it. And I'm like, ew. And so I was really turned off. But like I said, try to have some form of a backdrop at your reception, even if the backdrop is like nature, you know, like it's the beach, it's the sand, it's the trees, it's a forest. Like think of where you want to have pictures done during that time. This is not about pictures though. This is about your DIYs. We got off tangent because I was talking about the arch and taking photos in front of it. But make sure that you are starting those DIYs. Make sure that I just wanted to see how they're going because we're 3 months in, pretty much the end of the 4th month as far as like everything we're doing in the 4th month. And so you don't want to, like I said, get caught off guard, guys, and you haven't done anything at all with those DIYs. And that's why I'm checking in to see, hello, Craft Corner, how's it going? I want to hear from you guys. How is the Craft Corner going? Remember, all those DIYs are going to be paid for by the bride. That's just a little reminder. You guys already know this, so we don't have to do our little budget binder on that. But just remember that it is paid for by her. She may get some help from the parents of the bride, but that's traditionally. It doesn't mean that somebody else can help you pay for your DIYs, okay? Let's see what else. If there is like a guest book that you're going to have, you may want to start collecting these things now and getting them together. If you're going to DIY a memory book or a guest book or something like that, then you need to make sure you guys are staying on it. Okay. Just make sure that you're staying on it. I have a great suggestion for the guest book. I think that instead of going out and buying a separate guest book for people to sign, like if you really, really want people to sign that they were there, why not use your photo album as your guest book? What? Oh my gosh, genius. You know, a lot of people don't realize that like when you go out and buy a guest book, it ends up in the closet somewhere. It's not like you're going to just sit it out at your house. Woo, check out our guest book from our wedding. No. So you could create a page inside of the photo album and you can have that be a part of your guest book. What's really cool about this is that your photo album already has like the memories from when you guys got engaged. What? No way. Yeah. So your whole journey, remember I was telling you to make sure that you put those pictures in the album along the way. So now look at that. You could bring the album to the wedding day. You can also bring it to your anniversary, which is really, really cool. Whenever your anniversary gets here, you can also bring it there. So if you were working on your photo album all this time, all my DIY girlies and scrapbookers, you can bring that album to the reception at your wedding, and you can have a page in there that you saved. And if it's one of those, if it's one of those photo albums that has like the clear pages where you just like slide, your photo inside the clear sleeve or whatever, that's fine too. If you have the ones that are made of like the card stop, that's fine too. Either way, you can add in you're just going to add in some lines and, say like sign here, sign in here. And then you've got the wedding date. You've got your logo in there, your monogram. And then you've got like the wedding date, like I said, and you've got y'all's names in it. And then you just build some lines on a paper. And now you've got a sign-in sheet. No way. Yes, you could do this. And you could just print out like 4 sheets. That should be enough for all of your guests. If not, print out some more. And then just have them glued into those pages on that part of your album. So by now in your album, you would have already had proposal pictures, you would have had engagement, you would have had, going on your bridal party, your bridesmaids proposal brunch, your wedding dress shopping. What else would you already have in there? You would have your wedding dress shopping, your bachelorette party, your wedding shower, your bridal shower, and you would have already had potentially some pictures from your rehearsal dinner. You may not have that yet because that was just the day before, so you want to leave like a page for that one, leave a couple of pages available. But then you'd have your your little sign-in sheet next. And so it's just really a cool way to build up those memories along the way and have something that's like such a keepsake for your day rather than trying to have like this separate, book for sign-in and it just gets tossed in a corner somewhere or in the back of a closet. So this helps you guys out with some more DIY ideas. It also, I hope that it's encouraged you to keep going and building your DIY, corner and your albums and all your DIYs that you need for your wedding, because a lot of people don't realize of how hard it is to build these DIYs, and you think you can do it, lickety split. And it's like, no, it takes some time to put all this stuff together. It takes some time to put all this stuff together, and you might need some help. So you might have to start calling on some people to come over and help you. A lot of times people don't want to ask for help, and you should be asking for help because people are like, well, what can I do? And that's one of the things that people can do. You can have DIY parties, and man, that's a really, really great idea. You could have DIY parties and invite your family and friends over to help you during the wedding planning process. Just, schedule out some days on the calendar where you're having little DIY parties with family and friends and your bridal party. It's another great way to bond, right? Before the wedding. So we are now at the segment called Be My Guest. We are now in the segment called Be My Guest. If you have been doing DIYs and it's been so much fun, or it's been such a headache, either way, you've got a story. I want to hear it. And so does my audience, okay? We love weddings over here. We're excited about weddings. We're excited for you and your upcoming wedding. And so we want to hear how it is going, okay? Send me a message. And so we get to hang out over here. We get to talk. I get to ask you some interview questions about where did you get your DIYs from? Where did you find inspo from your DIYs? How did you incorporate them into your wedding? There's so many fun things when it comes to DIYs. I think we're going to do a whole series on DIYs for weddings. We have to, because I love DIYs so much, and everything I'm telling you guys to do, I do. So I want to share my things too. And so, yeah, oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. So if you are a DIY girly and you're in your craft corner and you've been having so much fun with this wedding time, and even if it's been a headache and you're like, you know what, I really had to call in the troops to get some help because this has been too much for me, I want to hear your story. Reach out to me so we can get the conversation started. We're going to do a video call together. We're going to record the video call, and then I'm going to put it on your Wedding Series podcast so that other brides and grooms can be able to see how you've been planning your wedding and get some help and advice and planning tips from you as they are doing so, okay? This is to help each other out. We're building a little community over here to help one another out. So I hope you will want to be on the show. I hope you will want to share your tips and advice. In order to do so, first you got to send me an email at yourcontentcreator@yahoo.com. And guess what, lovebirds? That's the end of the episode. I know, it's another good one. This brings us to the end of season 4, unless I think of something else that we need to add in here. This brings us to the very end of season 4, and I will see y'all in season 5. Continue to plan up until then, and I will be seeing you in season 5, where we will pick up with more and more good wedding advice and tips. See you, lovebirds. Bye.
Lights, camera, action, baby, strike a pose. Phones and cameras out, just watch it all unfold. We're the stars of the show, ain't no need for filters. Living life through the lens, capturing our thrills. Put away your phones and cameras, let the good times roll. Our content creators got it all under control. From weddings to events, parties, travel and brands, we're living the paparazzi life. It's all in our hands. Lights, camera, action, we're ready to go. We're professionals, don't you already know? From TikTok to Instagram, we're taking the lead. Content creator, we're planting the seed. Get ready for the social media, it's going